although not a discover, just another way to reliably get a 1-cost 3 damage spell, which isn't as scary, but still get a couple of those in hand, and Neri can still do some pretty silly burst damage. So we've already seen that package succeed. I think this actually takes it to another level, and you know, that's just the kind of standout stuff. There are of course going to be other spells and other ways to manipulate this. I mean, just straight up arcane shot, just run some of these, right? There's another 1-cost 4 damage spell. So there's just a handful of ways I start looking at this. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I mean, honestly, just tracking is great. Just looking at the 1-cost pool here for Hunter, Wound Prey is more damage, right? I don't know that you'd run all of these. You might need a halfway decent deck around it. Perhaps the Discover Hunter package specifically would be the way to go. But this just gives you that like extra reach, extra oomph, and extra punch in a package that can already do some pretty crazy things. So I think this is going to find a way to get broken and just result in some silly burst damage and some quick kills that annoy people and scare people. And it's all in that second sentence. So Neri the Creator does make me nervous. This card is cheap enough that it's not a big tax to pay when you're setting up for those combos. Frankly, sometimes I think you could play this on turn 3 and expect it to stick as well. That's probably not good for like, you know, the Griff the combos and stuff, but might still be a crazy setup with just like popping off with 4 spells on turn 4 and getting like crazy value or whatever. At 5 health, it actually has that possibility to do that. So just great numbers all around, crazy lethal potential. I think this is a very, very strong card. All right, so moving on to the Hunter Quest. I like this one, actually. This is the food chain. Of course, a 1-mana legendary spell. It's going to start in your opening hand. The quest is to play a 1, 3, 5, and 7 attack beast. Your reward is Shock Jungle Tyrant, who is a 5-mana 9/9 with Rush. Crazy threatening high-tempo quest reward. Unlike most of these quest rewards that are just like a pass turn often, this one's in your face. I like how good of a tempo follow-up this is. And then its battle cry is also insane. Get a random 8, 6, and 4 attack beast. Set their cost to 2. That's not discount by 2. That's set to 2. So, you know, big 8 attack beast going down to 2 could be an enormous discount. Now, I will say right away, I think it's actually possible to play Shock on turn 5. I don't think it's likely. It's not going to happen often or regularly, but you can build your deck in a way where you can actually get Shock down on turn 5. I think turn 6 is honestly pretty reasonable pretty often for Shock. I think 6 is where this is going to most often land. Coins could change that a little bit too. Could make Shock happen on 5 more reliably. But it's possible either way actually to get Shock down on 5. So let's talk about all the different costs and like what that curve kind of looks like, right? Or different attacks, excuse me. So 1 attack beasts, these are the neutral 1 attack beasts. You're almost always going to want to play these on turn 2. So quest on 1. Turn 2, you want your 1 attack beast. You know, Scarab Keychain, new card Platosaur. These might be some solid options. Hunter set, you know, I also think Jeweled Macaw is pretty good. Pet Parrot, probably not excited about, but you can hopefully find like 3 good 1 attack beasts. Now 3 attack is interesting. Like typically you'll be playing this on turn 3, right? So like Painted Canvas, or there's some neutral beasts as well, some turn 3s. We're gonna see another card later that's a pretty good turn 3 option for your beast. You know, I guess you could slam a Rust Rod or a Marshland Rusher. I'm not probably too excited about any of these, but they're definitely possible. Keep in mind, Corridor Sleeper is also a 1-cost 3 attack beast. That is important, as is Catch of the Day, another 1-cost 3 attack beast, which creates a really nice curve opportunity where on turn 2 you can play both a 1 attack and a 3 attack beast on turn 2. So then you kind of like skip ahead a little bit, and then you're looking for turn 3. Can you play a 5 attack beast? Well, that's a little harder, right? Most 5 attack stuff is going to be more expensive, but there are multiple 4-cost 5 attack beasts. So if you have a coin, you could coin your 4 out on 3 to get your 5 attack beast done. Or even without coin, there is actually King Mukla is also possible. He is 5 for 3. So if you have a Mukla and you hit him on time, that could be your 5 on 3. So now the question is, how in the world do you get a 7 on 4? That is a much bigger challenge, but thankfully, spoiler alert here, the Terror Wing Ravager is a new card also introduced today, revealed today. 6 mana, 7/5, Kindred, costs 2 less. So you can actually play this on turn 4 as a 7 attack beast, which means boom, you're done with your quest on turn 4. Shock comes down on turn 5. He's a monster play, frankly, still on turn 5, right? And then you get some crazy follow-ups, right? You get a 4 attack beast that costs 2. Here are your 4 attack beasts, right? Maybe get like a nice Dream Saber, a Sasquatch for 4, dude, that for 2, excuse me, that replays a freaking Shock. Are you kidding me? 6 attack beasts for 2. Oh, look at that. It's King Plus. There's also some neutrals. Not to say you're always going to get that, but these are insane results. 8 attack beast for 4. Dude, look at these cards. Frog, insane result. It's just big. Shuts down an opponent's board. Honestly, Octosari might not be that bad. You might need a reload on your hands. It's probably not even that risky, right? Hunter 8 attack beast. There aren't any. I thought there was one. I thought there was that big. Oh, he's an 8 drop, I guess, but not an 8 attack beast. So, like, you can see how crazy the results are, and that's going to be all 3 of those potentially on turn 6. Potentially all 3 on turn 6. Like, you're not always going to high roll, but there are some crazy high rolls. And that is just an absolutely devastatingly efficient curve. Like, just an absolute overwhelming amount of stuff landing in the mid game, which is often the sweet spot when you need those big boards to be the most intimidating. And it's not like you're sacrificing much tempo. So, I don't know, man. I think this actually lines up pretty well. It's not going to be crazy consistent where this always hits on turn 5. You have to draw things in the right order. You have to hit. But, man, when it hits, it's going to be nuts. And I think the crazy thing is, too, like, even if it doesn't hit, you know, you're still probably just playing a solid tempo hunter game plan, chipping people down, building aggressive boards. And even if this lands on turn 7 or 8, you know, there are still some big plays possible. And I bet opponents will still feel like they're on the back foot. So I think games where it goes perfectly, you're just going to steamroll, and it's not that bad when it doesn't go perfectly. So I actually see a lot of potential in this quest. And it's mainly because Shock is just such a great play for 5. The quest reward itself feels good to play, and it's an immediate payoff on 6. You know, it's not like, you know, something that takes 10 turns to feel like it's worth it. So to me, I actually think this